Good morning and welcome. And I realize that it's where I'm from in the Maritimes of Canada that when there's our summer season, but for some reason this year, which I'm very thankful for, it actually started in May. But in the past, it's always only been July, August, where the really nice weather has, like the end of June, July, August, and if we're very lucky into September and October. So a lot of people decide that, like when you have a day off or a chance to do something, this might not be on your list of priorities, and I'm good with that. There might be some Sundays that I won't be doing this in the summer because of different events that go on and stuff like that. So, but I am thankful and grateful that you listen, and you can always listen at a later time. I think it's awesome with the technology today to do this. So, what I wanted to talk about today is that like celebrating you. I've been working like I one of my a really good friend of mine, an acquaintance, said that we that for years I've been working on helping you heal spiritually and emotionally and mentally, and now I'm a certified spinal flow technique practitioner, which I'm really excited about. And from the body perspective now, from the physical perspective, and it's amazing how what a miracle your body is, what a miracle your mind is if you just let go of the limitations that hold you back. So I wanted to talk about celebrating ourselves, like celebrating who we are, and be thankful and grateful for following your knowing, even if it's like, because sometimes what gets programmed into us and then is that we just I was watching that movie again, Heal. It's on Prime Video, um, and it talks about the different modalities, the different, not so much modalities, but mindset, and how you can release and let go. Because some of your physical ailments, are emotional, and they are spiritual, or they are physical. And a lot of stuff that happens to us, as I have seen throughout my career, is that it comes down through your layers and then attaches to your body. So your mental, emotional, spiritual, and soul fields tell give you warnings about what's going on in your body. And sometimes, so based on the amount of stress or the amount of like disconnection that you have from your body, which is not something that is it's not your fault, but sometimes you don't recognize that. You just accept it. You accept. And what she talked about in the video is that alternative choices like spinal flow. I'm an Access Bar practitioner. I work in the theta as well. I have a list, sound healer. Like I have a list of um, gifts that I have, but she was talking about the fact that, um, but is it normal for everyone to be sick all the time? Like if you think back, like there wasn't as much like sickness as there is now. So let's remove and release all the walls and barriers and veils and camouflages that has caused you to disconnect from yourself, from your body, and from your spirit and your mind. That has is like, it's almost like the example is you have like you tend to get into an autopilot system, and and you don't realize you're doing that, because I've talked about that before. And what happens is it just takes over. So remove and release all the places that you're not, as softly as gently, that you're not being, that have hindered you being yourself. Yes. There's also this like I struggle with this stuff as well. So it's not like Like, these are just examples of stuff that I've worked on and cleared for myself. And I have been finding that the opportunity to clear them on a larger scale is happening more and more. It could be something as simple as you decide to leave a career that you're not happy with and move in a completely different direction. And sometimes the people around you, they will either support you or they won't understand at all. And it's not based on that they don't love you. It's just that sometimes their limitations don't allow them to expect more than what they have. And so remove and release all those limitations that you've been taught throughout your lifetime that have been projected upon you or have been programmed into you, so that you can't see your greatness, you can't see the gifts that you have and what you have to offer. And how wonderful and brilliant and amazing that you are. Yes. I had struggled with continuing on with these sessions, but you know what? I realized that it's an opportunity. It's a voice out there, like giving people different options. So I'm going to continue with this, and I'm thankful and grateful to everyone who listens to it. So I want you to look at all your strengths, like all the strengths that you have to offer. Like, maybe this week, look at from a perspective of, for example, like what brings you joy in your life. Like, I had mentioned this to someone, and sometimes people don't understand what joy is. There's different variations of joy. Somebody it's standing. Somebody is being at the beach, having the sunshine on them. Some people walk through the woods. Some people. One of my joys is to learn new things and to just bring myself to a different level of awareness. And there's I love crystals, oils. I'm a little high maintenance because I have a lot of crystals, and it's like, and I'm willing. I want to try. My whole thing is that I try to heal myself naturally before I go to like an institution for the healing. And it's like, but I don't know. I don't like, if I can't heal myself naturally, I don't not go. I do go, but I try my best to do what I can to, heal myself or help myself so that it will pass through. And so remove and release what has been turned off in your body, and that the belief, like all your circuits and systems, all pathways of your energy that have been turned off or dimmed down, that you're not capable of healing yourself. You're not capable of, like some people, like water heals them because that's the mindset that they have. Some people, it's certain oils, some people, certain food. It's like we've been programmed in a lot of ways by outside influences to think that you must always, like, there's only one course of action to heal. And there's many, many variations of it. And each person has their own thing. I don't have an issue with that. I'm just saying that we can also look at the miracle and amazing body that we have, and who we are to help heal ourselves. And it's like, the more you love yourself, the more you see your worth, the more you stand in your joy. Your body's energy source, and your inner light and your frequency and vibration rises. And they talk about this in some spiritual work, about that if your frequency and vibration is really low, then it's an opportunity for outside influences to come into to attach to your body and to cause issues in your body. So remove and release in the softest and gentlest way what has blocked you from recognizing your greatness. Yes. They talk about in Heal too, about the, like, why don't you trust yourself? What have you been taught throughout your life so you don't trust yourself? And I struggled with this one. And it's like, it's still a work in progress, but I've come leaps and bounds, and I'm so thankful and grateful. And it's like, so remove and release what has convinced you that you cannot trust yourself, what has taught you that you're not worthy enough to trust yourself, and why you have been convinced to dim and disconnect from yourself. Yes. My mother was a really good example of, like, she didn't see her greatness, and like my father was not one to cook or anything like that, so a lot of that got left to her. But she also, I don't think she ever slept, because she crocheted, she knitted, she painted. Oh my God, her paintings were amazing. And like, there was a whole list of amazing, wonderful things that she did, and I don't think she realized how great she was. And it's like that. So since she is passed, the 21st was 6 years. I promised myself that I would not recognize how great and wonderful I am. And it's on any level that you, like, any level of existence, like any level of yourself. So remove and release any blockages that, like, it could be something as, like, you love aspects of yourself. And so remove and release the blockages that has stopped you from seeing and sitting in your energy, your inner light, and in your power, in the softest and gentlest way. Yes. I used to work in one of the jobs that I had in my, well, it's my part-time career, but it was my career myself. And hello, Rose. Good morning. Thank you. And so it's like one of the jobs I had, and I moved around a lot because at that time I wasn't really good at dealing with comments and things like that people said to me. So I just left the job because I mean, you spend a lot of time with these people, and like one of the comments that was made to me is, "Why do you have to smile so much?" Like, and I thought, oh my God, are you that miserable that you like? So they were upset because I smiled all the time, and I smiled at everybody, and it's like, wow, it's just who I am. So it's like simple, crazy things like that. Like, who, like, first of all, why do people always give their unsolicited opinions? And it's like, because sometimes that they're trying to, like, it's their own limitations and their own views. And I sometimes do too. I'm guilty of it. And but it's like, I didn't ask for her opinion. What's wrong with smiling? Like, it really threw me off. And then I felt like I wasn't, there was something wrong with me because I smiled all the time. And especially to people who've been really, like, were really cruel to me. And I'd see them out in public and I freaking smile at them. I used to get really upset with myself because of that. And it's like, so I'd have to say to my head, don't smile at them, don't smile at them. Because I thought it was giving them permission to that they can keep being cruel to other people. And it's like, no. I had this wonderful, amazing lady come up to me in my community, and I was having a really rough day. And I think I told you about this one. She just told me how beautiful, like she seen me around town, and she just thought it was wonderful that I smile all the time and how beautiful it is. So it's like, so then I realized that this is just who I am. If you have a problem with it, get out of my life. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not backing down. And I used to try and tone myself down and contract myself so that I was somewhat acceptable. But you know what? No more. That is gone to the wayside. And it's been a journey to get here. But you know what? I'm proud. I made it. I got here. And anyone can do this. So any aspect of yourself that you have, remove and release any aspect of yourself, any part of your personality, any part of you that's a natural occurrence that people have criticized or tried to make you feel ostracized in terms of like, why are you so different? So in other words, the lady was saying to me, why don't I come to work miserable, mean, and grumpy and hateful? And it's like, because that's not who I am. And so it's like, so remove and release all the imprints other people have put upon you for criticizing who you are, because that's not positive criticism. That's like trying to like stab you with nastiness, and it's like, no more. It's no more. No more. That is no longer going to occur. So let's remove and release that all. Yes. Yeah, that was really big. So at that time, in my career, there was it was easy to move around, and then I started realizing I started this journey like I was I think my first Reiki course that I took was in 2005, and thank God that really helped me to realize, like, I had my gifts and stuff like that, and I was aware of what I could see and feel and hear, but and I was trying to heal a part of my body. I was going to a naturopath. My parents couldn't understand. I totally blew them out of the water because I was always, and my mother and father kept always saying that I'm a dreamer, and it's like, because I expected something different. I expected more, and it's like, I'm so very thankful that I never let go of that. And so remove and release all the unknown imprisonments that you've placed upon yourself, and all the limitations and all the blockages and obstacles that you've placed in your path, as some people would call self-sabotaging, that you're not even aware that you place them there. And it's also been because you were taught to place them there, because why should you expect more out of life than what you have? What makes you so different? Like, why do you think you're that special that you should expect more out of life? Remove and release that all. Yes. Like, I remember I was coming out of university, and IBM was hiring at the time. This was a big thing back then. And but you had to wear, thank you, Rose. You had to wear a certain colored suit. You could only bring your lunch in a certain, and there was no way in hell I was doing that. I didn't even go for the interview. No way. There was no way I was conforming to that. So how many jobs have you had that you have not realized that there's so much conformity to it? I'm currently in a part-time job where it's pretty, like, they've relaxed some of the clothing stuff, but not the footwear. And there's a little bit of conformity there, but not on the level of that. Like, I was supposed to go out and buy a certain colored suit because they would only interview people in a certain, like, you had to be dressed appropriately in a certain colored suit. And I'm like, no, it's not happening. So remove and release any of those experiences that you had that you didn't even realize. Like, how programming was that? How hypnotizing was that? Yes. And like, there's a lot of education that, and I mean, I'm thankful and grateful for all of it. And one of my, like, I felt I was having a really hard time finishing my business degree because I just felt like we were all minions. Like, we're just walking through this stuff and doing all this. And then they had hired this professor that worked for like big oil companies and stuff like that. It was marketing and stuff like, and he talked, and he was a completely different texture because some of the professors were horribly mean, and it's like they lived to embarrass you in class and stuff. So I really struggled with all that. My mental health was in a really low place, but I was almost there. I was third year going into fourth year, and I didn't want to quit because, you know, this is something I know I could do it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to quit, but I couldn't handle like that attitude and stuff like that. So what happened was he taught us a completely different outlook of business, and the lady I got set up to do marketing and research with. So she was very much she was a unique individual herself. And so we're giving all our presentations, and what he taught us in the gist of it is that you have a plan A that you're doing, but always have a plan B. And my thing is always have a plan B and a plan C. So if that's not what you want to do to it, you have every right to walk away from it and try something different. And so it's like, until you find your joy. Like, there's some young people out there that they have taken jobs and they've left them and gone on to something else. And then as they get a little older, they found what makes them happy. And that's all you can ask for. Just support. Like, it's to support them, to allow them to find their own way. Because, you know, a lot of kids, there's so much pressure on kids when they graduate out of high school to to go, oh, where are you going? What university? What college? Like, can't they just breathe and then decide what they want to do? It's like they immediately have to, you know, go into, and then some of them, because it's not what they want, they fail, like, or they drop out, or they can't handle it, and it affects their mental health. So all that pressure that's always been put on us, like, okay, so because of events that occurred in throughout my life, and I don't have children. And oh my God, you would not believe the amount of women that I've been in certain situations. And this is why I think I have issues with large crowds. Anyways, that freak out. Because one lady, like, she freaked out because I didn't have children. Like, there was something wrong with me. I'm not good enough, or I'm just wasting space. Oh, it's been horrible, horrible. And so as I got more into realizing, so I kept thinking there was something wrong with me, but I was not in a place in time and health to consider those options. And it's like, so I don't think it was my path, to tell you the truth. So I just kept working on myself, working on my gifts, and of course I completely detached and got away from those people. But like, it's like there's so much pressure put on us in society to witness, like, to do certain things, that it's like, you sometimes give yourself up for those pressures. So remove and release that. Yes. I tend to do comfortable distance, and sometimes if I feel like the energy's shifting and changing and I don't want it attaching to me, I sometimes don't bother with, like, I don't bother with like I won't go do certain events and stuff like that because I would rather stay in my house or stay in my yard and stuff like that than deal with that kind of energy. So I'm working better with it. I realize that it doesn't have to attach to me. I don't have to, I'm working, I'm getting stronger and stronger with that. And it's like, but just following my knowing and my light, I'm really changing how things affect me. And I no longer look at that. One of the things about being a healer is that sometimes you try to give so much of your energy to people so that they heal, and when they don't feel, you feel like you failed. But that has nothing to do with it. It's their level of receiving and acceptance. And if they're not willing to receive or accept it, it has nothing to do with you. So remove and release those places in us that are still gauging like all this pressure that society has put on us, all these events that, like, one of the good things about Spinal Flow is that she talks about, some people have had pain in their body for, like, say they're in their 60s for like 30, 40 plus years. And we have to make them understand it doesn't get healed overnight because it's trapped in your body. There's a lot of stuff so it's going to take a few sessions, but it's like they think that, okay, so they go to the doctor and I'm just using this as an analysis and I'm trying not to be political, but they go to the doctor and they take a pill that really, sometimes it doesn't help what they're needed for. Sometimes it does. But when they go to natural people, they think that they should be healed instantly. And it's like, yeah, but you've had this for how long? So it's just not to take on other people's mindsets. So remove and release that. Yes. And it's like, this was one example of, Louise Hayes talked about this a lot. And also like Tony Robbins talks about it. And like, there's many people like Access Consciousness and stuff like that all talks about it. And it's like, if you don't show up for yourself, if you don't show up and do what you're supposed to do, how are the people that you are going to find you? But there's also the aspect of, this is some of the perception that I get, is that by how do I put this? I'm just trying to think of the words. Because I'm showing up for myself and releasing and letting go of this stuff, and I dedicate it to all friends, family, familiars, and anyone in the world that would like it. It's also freeing aspects in other people, because it's that effect. You throw a stone into the water and a ripple effect occurs and keeps going. And if one of you in your family starts releasing and letting go of limitations and projections and expectations and judgments, it helps to release and let go of all the people around you. So remove and release what is locked you in place and what holds you in place, because you decided that you're a healer. You could be a healer with using colors. You could be a healer using sound. There's so many aspects of healing that is available. And so you could use water, so many aspects of it that we judge ourselves on depending on how much that person heals, but we have no control over that. That's up to the person. And sometimes what happens is you give them an option, an opportunity, and a choice. But if they decide that they don't want to let go of it, it has nothing to do with you. And it's like, so remove and release. All the ways and everything we've learned throughout life that programs us to put set points or put points of sabotage into our field. So we go, oh, see, that's why we're not supposed to do this, because we're suffering. We didn't do what we were supposed to do, so we failed. No, we have not failed. The fact that we showed up, the fact that we are standing in our power and doing what we are called to do, we've damn well showed up. We've showed up and we're starting to line up and we're starting to connect, and our light's starting to shine as bright as possible. And it's like it's happening more and more every second, every moment of the day. So anything of the old programming that forces you to shut that aspect of yourself down, release and remove it. Yes. There's a great song out. If you have Spotify, the music's called Spinal Flow, and it's in there. And I forget the name of the artist. Oh, Andrea. No, I forget the name of it. Once I find it, I'll put it on my site. And it's "I Am Light." I am light. And one of the great things that Reiki energy talks about is that I'm light. I'm surrounded by light and emanate light. I am light. Well, not Reiki. Sorry, cancel. They talk about love, but this is something that I do too. I am light. I am love, and I am joy. And there's like I emanate light, I emanate love, I emanate joy. Joy and love and light is all around me. Joy and light, love and light is above me, and joy and love and light is below me. And I emanate love and light to the world. Yes. No matter where your journey takes you, no matter what aspect of yourself gets revealed, love it, celebrate it, and enjoy it. And it's like everyone deserves all the wonderful, amazing gifts and their abilities, their strengths, their amazement and wonder is all about it. Like, you ever notice that you could have like 10 people that make jewelry, and there's one in particular that you are drawn to, and is something that connects you to them. And it's like with anything else, it's just trust your vibration, trust your knowing, trust your light. So remove and release any programming that is still in existence in your system as softly and gently, that does not allow you to trust yourself, trust your light, and trust your gifts. And it's like, we all have periods of angst. I mean, this is what it is, right? And it's like, some people find writing helps them, some people find painting helps them. Like, there's different, like gardening, like, all these different aspects of it, listening to the birds, sitting in the sun. Oh my God, it's endless, the amount of, some people love the rain, some people love thunder and lightning. Like, there's so many different aspects of us. So let's just take a moment. We're just going to breathe, hold, and release. They talk about in a lot of different different aspects, is that like you're breathing in. How about we breathe into our being and to who we are? And then they talk about hold for a sec. And then as you release, just imagine all these toxicities, limitations, and aspects of yourself being released out of your body. Sometimes what I do is I try to breathe in love and then hold and then release all the non-love things that are locked in my body. I work on myself every day. And it's like, I clear stuff. If stuff comes to me and the universe or the world needs it, I clear it. I do whatever I can to contribute in ways to help everyone. And it's like, still have my own hang-ups. I'm not perfect. But I've noticed lately that things are getting better and better, and I'm not reacting to certain things because the aspect of having all these gifts and abilities and stuff like that is I'm really sensitive. So I'm finding out I'm trying to step away from it and look at it from a perspective, because there's some people that the way they are is just the way they are, and oh, that used to like set me off, but now it's like I'm getting better and better with it. And I still have to work in progress with that, because it's like I try, like, I'm not perfect either, and I sometimes will say things I shouldn't say, but I try my best not to. I try to look at it from a different perspective. And it's like you have, because we're all beings, we're all light, we're all love, and we are all gifted and all, you know, and we are all God's children, universe's children, whatever you prefer to call it. And so each of us have our different things, but it's like, so let's remember, release the triggers that have camouflaged you, the triggers that keep you down, the triggers that offset you. Yes. In a soft and gentle way. Yes. Take another deep breath. Hold, and then release. I'm light, I'm love, I am joy. You imagine what the world would be like if we all turned on our love, turned on our light, and turned on our joy, and stood in our power and emanated the greatness that we are. No matter what that is, no matter, how much of it you emanate. Just imagine what would change, what frequencies and vibrations would be healed, what aspects of the life would be in such a place of joy. And it's like, it's possible. It's possible. We've been taught that it's not possible. And it's like, yeah, it might sound like I'm being Pollyanna, but you know what? It is possible. It is possible. Even if it's just a little bit, it's still possible. It's possible to shine your light. It is possible to stand in your joy. It is possible to be who you were meant to be, or who you want to be, or who you are called to be. And it's possible to be accepting of yourself where you are now on your journey, or even if you haven't started your journey, or just where you are in your life. It's possible. Just take another deep breath. Hold. And then release. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and amazing day. Joy, love, and light to all. Enjoy.